What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and I am back with another weekly episode of Historical Commanders. And last week we had Hasdrubal, the first week we had Nefertiti, and so we're going to spin the wheel. I may have forgotten to remove either of them from the wheel and see which one we get this week. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel, shall we? Oh. We have Sun Tzu. Well, I'll be back when I have the card pulled up for you. All right, and I am back with Sun Tzu, Master of Warfare. Sun Tzu, this is the history section, was a philosopher and strategist during a very early warring period in China. He is most famous for writing The Art of War, a book of writings, how to be a good general and leader. His birth name is Sun Wu, and you know, although he wrote these, if I recall correctly, he was never actually employed by any of the kingdoms during that warring period, but he would insist that following these would lead to victory. But he has left a lasting legacy, as you know, the book is still actively printed. I have two copies of it, my old copy and then my newer copy, and then it's still taught in colleges and military institutions and things like that. He is very, very famous, and you know, the most famous line from The Art of War is all warfare is based on deception. And so I wanted to take that to the extreme. So we have Sun Tzu, Master of Warfare. He's a 1/2 for 1 generic and then Grixis. And he has the Art of War. When Sun Tzu enters, place the top 3 cards of your library face down on the battlefield. Treat these as 2/2 colorless creatures. Okay, so that's kind of like Manifest, but not quite. Or like Morph, but not quite. Then his second ability, the very strong one. This comes from a grouping of cards that I wanted to push the power level on. Whenever a face down card you control blocks or becomes blocked, turn it face up. If it is a permanent, it remains in play. If it is an instant or sorcery, you may cast that spell without paying its mana cost. So, say you have a creature face down, you block with it, it turns face up, it remains that creature in combat, it will then, you know, have all that stuff. One second. Sorry, friends, my daughter needed me. What I was saying is, if the creature is already in combat, it will flip face up, and it will be the actual creature, and the combat will still happen. If it is, you know, like an enchantment or artifact, obviously that combat just kind of fizzles. And if it's an instant or sorcery, you get to cast it. It's designed to be a pretty strong, deceptive commander. And now I will take us on over to the deck on Architect, which I am still trying to figure out fully. If you are an Architect user, please give me some tips, tricks, and hints. All right, and I am back on Architect. So, here we have Sun Tzu, Master of Warfare. And of course, like if you were to make him into a proxy and rule 0 with your friends that you can play him, you obviously can go whatever budget you want, right? This is a custom card, so do with it as you will. I like doing powerful builds for these just to kind of show what they can do at like a top end. So our goal here is to blink Sun Tzu and then also have some high value things, some like bomb spells, some utility spells, and then some really powerful creatures at our top end to be able to help win us the day. So I'm going to go through our creatures first. Well, you know, some creatures are scattered elsewhere, but we have the finisher category, right, that Architect does. And with that, we're going to start out with Ancient Brass Dragon. This is part of the Ancient Dragon cycle. Here, I will zoom in a little bit. There we are. And I put this in here as well as Ancient Copper Dragon because they're just such good utility. They're likely to survive a combat with anything that's not too big. And then say you blocked with them against somebody's little thing, that's like a 3/3 or a 4/4, and then these will get to swing out on your turn. And Ancient Brass Dragon does reanimation effects from people's graveyards when you roll the die, and Ancient Copper Dragon gets you a whole bunch of treasures, which helps fuel other parts of your deck, right? So say you can't blink Sun Tzu a whole bunch, you do need to be able to cast your other things. I am running 40 lands in this deck, because we do have some high converted mana cost stuff, and the mana base is a little bit higher. I did put shocks in here. I put some classic fetches, but I did also still run 21 basic lands in the deck, because I am a basic land believer. Other top end creatures we have Archon of Cruelty, Balefire Dragon, Cavern Horde Dragon. A really good include in here is Terror of the Peaks. And that is because Terror of the Peaks has, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Well, when Sun Tzu enters, you get to take the top 3 cards of your library and put them face down as 2/2 creatures. So those are 2/2 creatures entering the battlefield, and you're going to get to shoot things for 6. I have Balefire in here, of course, which is whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls. And then, of course, we couldn't be a me without throwing in like our big Eldrazi, which no, you won't get the cast triggers on them, but still having giant Eldrazi that your opponents have to deal with, some of which with Annihilator are incredibly difficult for them to deal with. Ulamog's indestructible. This Ulamog exiles cards from their library. Sire of the Seven Deaths, which isn't even a Titan, may as well be. It's a 7/7 for 7, where its ward pays 7. First strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, and lifelink. Word soup. For big spells, we do have a value spell of Decorum Dissertation. So, you know, it has Paradigm. It'll go off on each main phase as long as you've resolved it once. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. We have Echo Casting Symposium. Makes a token, and it has Paradigm, so you can make tokens of your Sun Tzu, which the token will die due to the legend rule, but you still get the ETB trigger. Rise of the Eldrazi, can't be countered, destroy target permanent. Target player draws 4 cards, take an extra turn after this one and exile it. What a good spell. You block with your 2/2 face down creature and you flip up Rise of the Eldrazi. We have Cruel Ultimatum. Blood for the Blood God. I love this card so much. Blood for the Blood God is so good. But as you can see, it's all about deception, right? People are going to be disinclined to attack into you. And that is the downside to this card. Once people learn, like, oh shit, I don't want to attack and get blocked by this 2/2 that turns into a Cruel Ultimatum, then what are you going to do? So an option that you could do, which I did not do in my build of the deck, but that you could, is have a goad sub-theme. Well, not goad sub-theme, kind of like a taunt. Cards that make creatures attack each turn if able. So if they're not going to attack you, you're going to force them to attack your opponents. You know, kind of using strategy to get through. But the deception theme is here. For our blink stuff, we have a whole bunch. We have the spells like Blur, we have Displacer Kitten in here, so whenever you cast a spell, you get to blink something. So blinking one of your face down card, or casting one of your face down spells, and then getting Displacer Kitten is just so much good value. We have Panharmonicon in here. We have Thassa the Deep Dwelling, Conjurer's Closet, Displace, Essence Flux. I did throw Roaming Throne in here, I believe, if we can locate it. Sorry, I'm still not super used to what do you call it, Architect, but I'm pretty sure I threw, oh yeah, it's right here. So name like Human, or Advisor is pretty narrow, so like name Human, and you got that. That'll double triggers. We have Eldrazi Conscription you can flip into. Rise of the Dark Realm, so if people blow up stuff, you can put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield. See, and then for our more low to the ground stuff, we have Terminate, right? We have Saw in Half, Raise the Palisades, which is hilarious. We have Go for the Throat, Flame of Anor, Evacuation, Chaos Warp, Blasphemous Edict, Blasphemous Act, Bedevil, and All's Dust. Like, people flipping those up is just going to chunk them and their strategy pretty well. Again, the entire deck is revolving around that idea of all warfare is based on deception. But Let me know what you think of the deck. This is the build, and now let's go ahead and do some playtesting. So we have our opening hand here. It's looking pretty spiffy. We're going to turn one command tower. Here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can play. Turn one command tower into a soul ring. Not bad, not bad. Turn two, though, we are going to tap for one. We're going to say, oh, what can we cast for three? We don't really have anything we can cast for three. So we'll just put this Izzet Boiler Works into play. Next turn, we get our command tower back. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 mana floating. We're going to cast Sun Tzu. So we're going to go like this. These are the cards that would be face down, by the way. Can I flip it? Card actions. Flip face down. There we are. Card actions. Flip face down. There we are. So there are 3 cards face down, 2 2s. Already off to a good start. On our next turn, we are going to draw, and we're going to play a mountain. And there is literally no incentive to not just swing in with this stuff. So we're going to swing in with our 2 2s. And they're probably not going to block right away. They're probably already a little scared, right? And then we are going to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to play Displacer Kitten. Yeah, let's go. Next turn, we're going to play a Swamp. And, you know, honestly, we don't have that many cards in hand. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and still have 2 up. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play Emeritus of Woe. When we are not woe of ideation, when we cast a non-creature spell, so this one's a creature, it's okay, it is what it is, and then we swing in. We're gonna say this one gets blocked, so then card actions, flip face up, we have ourselves a Sulphur Falls. Cool. Next turn, drop another mountain in here. And we have some busted stuff we can do on our turn. We're not going to evacuation this turn, but what we are going to do is we are going to swing in with our dudes again. And we're going to say that they're going to block this one and block this one. So these are going to be flip face up. Surprise, it's Kozilek and flip face up. Now, our Snapcaster Mage is going to die. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 2, and we're going to cast Deadly Dispute, sacrificing our Snapcaster Mage. Now, Displacer Kitten is going to trigger. We blink Sun Tzu, so we're going to put these 3 onto the battlefield. Flip face down. So these are all on the battlefield face down. Then we get to draw 2 cards, and we get to create a treasure token. And we still have our 12/12 attacking. Now, the Annihilator did not trigger because it was already declared as an attacker as a 2/2 face down creature, right? But what we're going to do next is I'm going to cast Ancestral Recall. So I cast Ancestral Recall. The spell goes onto the stack. Trigger happens. I'm going to have Sun Tzu go off. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to So we have this army of 2/2s here. Displacer Kitten blinked him. Now we get to draw our 3 cards, which is already pretty strong. And what I'm going to do next is, yeah, I'm just going to let that sit. And then, like, look at this, right? If we block, we're getting lands, we're getting a spell. We can, like, you know, copy our Emeritus. We're going to be able to blink something on this next turn. So, like, we can cast a Fairy's Time Twist to exile our Emeritus and our Sun Tzu, which would get us 3 more things. It kind of overwhelms. It just builds up a board strategically and disincentivizes your opponents from attacking. Let me know what you think of him as a commander. I think he's pretty strong. I know, controversial opinion. He's very strong. I promise you, not every commander on the wheel is busted. Some of them are meh. Next week, I am not going to be spinning the wheel. I am going to be doing a request. I've had a viewer requesting King Baldwin, whom I've already made a card about, so I'm going to make a deck with King Baldwin. But let me know if you like this stuff in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. All right.